On this episode of Mere Mortals, I take this car to the track. So if you're anything like me, you're thinking, hey, I've got a car and it shouldn't be too hard to just take it on a racetrack. I can see it now.
It's lights out and away we go.
Bam, bam, just shifting. Bam, 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 bam. Not so fast. When I started looking into this topic, I soon discovered that each track has its own set of rules and regulations and safety requirements for vehicles before you can participate in any kind of track day. Fortunately, I discovered the National Auto Sports Association, Great Lakes region, hosted high-performance driving events at a track not too far from me. These events are aimed at teaching beginners like me about the mechanics of driving fast and staying safe. Just as a quick disclaimer, I don't have any affiliation or work for the NASA Association, so if you want the full rundown of what you need to do, check out their website. To start, visit drivenasa.com. From here, you'll need to create an account. Once you've created your account, log in and search for an HPDE event near you. As you can see, NASA covers many regions throughout the U.S. For this example, I'll choose the Great Lakes region, and for the track, I selected Mid-Ohio. Once you've picked your track, you should see all of the upcoming events. Once again, for this example, I'll choose this event next August. From here, I can review what events I'd like to participate in. Since this is my first event, I should choose either HPDE1 or HPDE Intro. Let's take a moment and discuss the differences between HPDE events. As you can see on the site, there are events listed from HPDE1 to HPDE4. Each number represents a new, more challenging level. Drivers participate in the HPDE events starting at either Intro or Level 1, and over time can be promoted to higher levels. Progression from one level to the next is not automatic. Drivers are permitted to repeat the HPDE1 sessions until they feel confident enough to move on to the next level. Once a driver is ready to move on, they must ask for and pass an evaluation from one of the certified instructors. It's a very comprehensive program that helps drivers progress at their own pace, with plenty of opportunities to take additional instruction along the way. So, what are the differences between HPDE1 and HPDE Intro? Well, the main difference is Intro is designed as a one-day event to allow new drivers to experience a day at the track with some instruction. For my day, I picked the HPDE1 event, which is 2 full days of learning and driving. Now, HPDE Intro also has driving as well, but again, it's essentially the same thing, but just shortened to 1 day instead of 2. If I had the opportunity to do things over, I would have picked HPDE Intro. I'll get into more detail about that later, but in short, if it's your first time at the track, I would highly recommend trying a 1-day event before you commit to 2 full days. Now that I've registered for my event, the thought crosses my mind, what if I wreck my car? Fortunately, NASA has information on their website on how to obtain track day insurance. If you're like me and you're planning on taking your daily driver to the track, this is definitely something you should consider. For my event, I decided to purchase the insurance. The whole process can be done online a few days before your event. Each policy is different and based on the number of days you'll be driving and the self-reported value of your vehicle. The cost of insurance came to $364. Participating in a high-performance driving event is pretty straightforward. The safety equipment for drivers includes a Snell 2015 approved helmet or better. HPDE1 drivers are not required to wear racing shoes, suits, or gloves. All that is asked is that drivers not wear shorts or flip-flops. The driver is not the only one with requirements for safety. drivers must provide a safe vehicle in good working condition for the event. Prior to your track day, you are required to perform several checks on your car and complete a tech inspection sheet. I've added links in the description of this video for how to sign up, the rules for driving, and that tech inspection sheet, just so you have them. So the first item on the list is my battery. I don't have anything protecting my terminal. So before I'm allowed out on the track, I need to cover those up. So I bought just some cheap ones on Amazon, and I'm going to be installing those. Well, crap. See, it's all one piece. It's not going to work. So like any good car project, I immediately get stuck with a problem. These battery covers that I bought, they kind of have a long tube here where the wire's supposed to come in. And what I figured out is if I cut this down, I can stretch the rubber and actually get it to go over the wires that connect to my battery and get everything to fit okay. All right, first thing marked off the checklist. Next up, I have to remove any lug nut covers and beauty caps or hubcaps from my wheels. This next one isn't a requirement, but I thought it would be good to dial up the stiffness on my rear sway bar. One other thing I'm going to do before I hit the track is remove my front lip. This will give my front of my car a little bit more clearance. Prior to attending your first HPDE event, you have to make sure that your car is in good working order, and we've kind of covered that already. One other preparation you might want to make before you hit the track is to actually armor your car up. So here I bought a cover for the front of my car, and I also used some track armor tape just to keep the rock chips out of the paint. But one of the things that I kind of got wrong about doing a track day event was I was under the impression that I needed to have my car all souped up and have the best brakes and the biggest sway bar in the back and be tuned. And in reality, when I got there, I met several other drivers who just didn't do that. They showed up with their car completely stock. In fact, I met one driver who was there driving a completely stock Honda Fit. And he seemed to be having the time of his life, just driving around the track in a stock car. Now, a little bit of the tough part. So originally I had signed up for 2 days, and I ended up only completing 1. And I feel like I should talk about this. After a full day of thrashing my car around the track, it really started to worry me about what would happen if I did break my daily driver. I use this car to get to and from work, to get kids to and from school and sports and everything else in my life. And being without it would be a pretty big hardship for my family. So by the end of the first day, my stress level started to creep up and it wasn't fun anymore. And I decided that I would stop there. I guess the next question would be, would I recommend this? And the answer is yes, absolutely. What I would say is, if you're not sure or if this is your first event, sign up for the intro. Don't do HPDE1 right off the bat. That way you'll get 1 full day of racing, driving, getting to see what it's like, and at the end of the day, if it isn't for you, you won't feel bad or be out the extra money for the additional day. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It was super fun. And despite the stress level toward the end of the day, I still would recommend it to anybody. In closing, I'd like to say thank you to Jay from Andrew Racing. He was awesome in getting me set up, showing me what I needed to do to get to be part of this HPDE event, and even helped me out on getting my brakes set up for it. I even ended up, I have some Hawk brakes now on my car, and they are fantastic. So if you're looking for some good street brakes that don't produce a lot of dust, talk to Jay. Also, I'd like to thank Kevin, my racing instructor. He was phenomenal. He was, so calm and cool the whole time, helping me out, teaching me everything. Leading up to the event, we were texting each other and he was helping answer a lot of my questions, and just all around great experience with him. And in closing, thanks again for watching. I'm going to be posting a second part to this video, so keep your eyes open for that. And if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. Thanks again.